Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and recently I purchased a Bebop 2 Power and have not tested it out using the FreeFlight Pro flight plan. So I got out early this morning, and because today it's only going to get up to about 90 degrees, but it's getting warm in the afternoon here in Arizona. So if I'm going to do any wild flying, it's going to have to be when it's cooler in the morning. So I got out and I did 3 different flight plans. And what I do is I do a little short flight plan that takes me zipping around inside or in front of my house, so I can see if it's going to the different waypoints like it's supposed to. And I just make sure that it's going to do what I've planned it to do before I set it off somewhere, because normally I use a flight plan to go places where I can't go without losing contact, because it'll just go where I want it to go and I don't have to worry about it as long as it comes back. So here I am jumping around and trying out some of the different options, bells and whistles and so forth, just making sure that it goes to the waypoints that I've set up and doesn't cause any grief, doesn't crash, doesn't run into anything because the waypoints were set wrong. So my first flight plan is something like that. Now I always do another flight plan that takes me down the block away from my house to where I actually lose contact with the Bebop. Interesting thing, this morning it wouldn't lose contact, and I took it way down to where it usually does lose contact. You know, when you want it to stay in contact, it won't. When you don't want it to stay in contact because you want to test out your flight plan, it stays in contact, and that's what happened this morning. It started, the video play on the app started to flicker and like it was beginning to lose signal strength, but it never really did lose contact. So here I am coming back because it's supposed to return, and so it's working fine. So now when the next flight plan is going to be a long one out over the vacant lot, and it will definitely lose contact when it goes out there. So we're getting back to my house. There goes that truck that was sitting out front, loading up kids to go to school while I was flying my drone, while they were watching me. All right, now we're going to drop down and we're going to fade out and fade into the third flight plan, which is where it goes out of range and I lose contact. And here we go. Pardon me. And I always fly between the neighbors' houses so that if it does come down, it doesn't come down on their, something that belongs to them they don't want ruined. So we're getting out over the vacant lot here, and as soon as I get it lined up, I'm going to go into, I think, twice the speed and get out to the road out here really quickly. It's rush hour, and everybody's heading to work. So by now, I've lost contact with it. It actually followed me quite a ways into the vacant lot this morning. I don't know why I had such good connection, but it did. All right, now we're going to turn. And I didn't put any telemetry on here, but from this point down to where we get to the other end of the row here, it's actually going to drop in altitude. And I don't know if you can tell it or not, but I went from, I think it was 22 meters, which would have been 65 feet or something like that, down to what would be about 45 feet. And so now I'm at a lower altitude. And one of the things that I did, as you'll see here, is I wanted to adjust the camera angle so that I could get look more down at the ground. Well, I went way overboard, and I think I set it at 30 degrees or something like that. And the maximum down angle is 90 degrees, so I was 1/3 of the way to where I was looking straight at the ground. So 30 degrees down angle is a little too much, and so probably, as you'll see when I get up here, if I would have gone to like 10 degrees, that would have been a much better angle. It's because now it's no fun looking at the ground. So anyway, I'm getting down here. I've made several videos of what we're looking at right there. That's a what do you call it? Where you go buy hamburgers, but I can't remember the name of the place. Anyway, now that's a 10-degree angle there. That's looking down at I believe it's 10 degrees, and so that's a much better way to catch the angle. So you're not looking way out into the sunset, but you're not looking straight at the ground. And there's a little park, and now I'm going to cut across the park over to my street. And then we're going to head home. So anyway, that was testing the flight plan, and I usually use the 3 different types. I start out with something simple, and then I try to lose contact on the second one, and then the third one I put it to a full test. So anyway, that's testing my flight plan. I want to thank you for watching, and God bless you.